Shalom Lechulam! I woke up early today, excited to join a tour heading to the state of Palestine. I thought it would be wonderful to share some of the incredible sights you might want to visit if you're here or plan a trip in the near future. Before heading to our main destinations, we stopped at a viewpoint offering a breathtaking panoramic view of Jerusalem. Of course, it was also the perfect spot to enjoy here. Without hesitation, I stepped off the bus, eager to fully immerse myself in the experience. But first things first, it's breakfast time! After our meal, I decided to explore the area. The surroundings were serene today, despite the ongoing conflict. We were fortunate to have been granted access to visit Palestine this time. That in itself feels like a privilege, but that's as much detail as I can share about the logistics. From my vantage point, I could see a pathway offering an even better view of Jerusalem. Oh, hey, look at that! The Dome of the Rock. It's clearly visible from this vantage point. As I wondered, I couldn't help but imagine how spectacular this place must look at night. With the city lights illuminating the scene and the iconic Dome of the Rock standing out magnificently. Walking along, I felt as though I were stepping into a reflection of Jesus' life. Even now, I find it surreal that I'm really here. Someone like me, an ordinary person, walking in a land so deeply steeped in history and spirituality. I'm working, traveling, and now even crossing over to Palestine to explore. It's a mix of joy and sadness. Joy because I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity. And sadness because of the conflict I have witnessed. Animit palelet le shalom, lora kanela bekhola olam. After breakfast, we headed straight to Palestine proper. At first glance, it resembles Israel. I know about the territorial conflict between Israel and Palestine, but I want to go further to that. But the major difference lies in the signs. Arabic dominates here and Israelis are not permitted entry. Most of my fellow tour participants were Filipinos like me. So, our first stop was in a large souvenir shop in Bethlehem. The variety of items was outstanding. They have jewelry, magnets, soaps, anointing oils, and a whole lot more. The craftsmanship, especially the wood carvings, was really impressive. It was really tempting to shop, I tell you, but had to stick to my budget. Oh, here's my friend Cringy, enjoying the moment with me.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Hayate. Hayate.
Next, we headed to the chapel of the Shepherd's Field in Beth Sachor, southeast of Bethlehem. Bethlehem, located in the West Bank, is believed to be the birthplace of Jesus. Today, It's part of the Israeli-occupied state of Palestine. The town lies approximately 10 kilometers or 6 miles away south of Jerusalem. I could say the area was peaceful, and it seemed like we were the only tourists around. It was a bit of a contrast from Israel, where everything is shut down on Shabbat. But here, the city was lively and bustling. While the Jews observe Shabbat on Saturdays, Palestinian Arabs usually rest on Fridays. The chapel itself was small, but steeped in history, commemorating the announcement of Jesus' birth to the shepherds. After the chapel, we stopped at a mall-like complex in Palestine. Its layout, filled with downhill and uphill roads, made navigating it quite an adventure. After walking for what felt like ages, we finally reached the Basilica of the Nativity, a site of profound significance for Christians. The grotto here marks the traditional site of Jesus' birth. Standing there, I couldn't help but feel a deep connection to the Bible. Seeing the Palestinian flag flying confirmed we were outside Israel's territory. It felt like crossing into another country within a single day. I even had a brief, light-hearted exchange with an African visitor. Our next stop was the Chapel of the Milk Grotto, believed to be the place where Mary nursed baby Jesus. Though small from the outside, the interior felt expansive. The limestone formations inside were stunning, and the atmosphere was serene and sacred. Silence was mandatory, and modest attire was strictly enforced. We then turned to the Basilica of the Nativity. Its Roman basilica-style architecture with 5 aisles and Corinthian columns was awe-inspiring. During our visit, a mass was being held, adding to the solemnity. On the side, there was a section leading to a cave-like room said to be the exact spot where Jesus was born. As I approached the grotto, a wave of goosebumps washed over me. Even after spending some time in Israel, it still hadn't fully sunk in that I was walking through places I had only read about in the Bible. The opportunity to stand here in the Holy Land and witness such sacred sites is truly a blessing. Finally, I laid my eyes on the spot believed to be where Jesus was born, a marked circle on the ground. Words cannot capture the joy and gratitude I felt. Oh, and by the way, the stick I'm holding, well, that's a flute I couldn't resist buying from a vendor outside. As we exited the church, a lovely garden greeted us, providing a moment to reflect on everything I had just seen. The day's journey was exhausting, but every step was worth it to witness these biblical landmarks. And guess what? This is just the beginning of our tour in Palestine. Stay tuned for part 2 as we continue exploring this extraordinary land. Shalom!